What's up everyone? We have all of the walls hung in the living room and kitchen area, so now it's time to start building it out. We have a lot of big projects planned for this space. We've got a retro fridge, we've got countertops, cabinets, we're gonna put in a couch and a dinette. And so today I'm gonna start framing out the dinette, and while I'm doing that, Morgan is gonna be prepping some tongue and groove boards that we're gonna use for the ceiling. A few nights ago, Morgan and I finished painting the living room and the kitchen. We wanted to make sure that we got that done before we started adding things like the cabinets and the ceiling. And so with that done, today I'm gonna begin working on the ceiling. Morgan stained the boards a few days ago and I added poly to them yesterday, so the boards should be ready to go. Now these are big, long boards and they're kind of awkward to handle with just one person, so I asked Alex to come out and give me a hand. Almost all of the tongue and groove has been installed for the ceiling. I did leave a couple of boards off because we're still running some wiring down the right side of the bus, but with that done, I've just been using the last couple of days to knock out some little things. I finished up some electrical, I routed out a storage nook in the kitchen, I cut holes in the floor of the bus so I could run gas lines to the propane platform. Then Dan and I got the first two cabinets into place. A lot of small stuff, but it definitely changes the feel inside the front of the bus. Now the first two cabinets that we installed were prefab cabinets, but I want to add a stove to the third cabinet, so I'm gonna have to build that one from scratch, and that's what I'm getting started on today. The stove cabinet is finished and installed. It's a pretty sturdy cabinet. I built it out of 1x4s and plywood instead of just plywood, and that's mainly because I know it has to support the weight of the stove. But once the cabinets were in place, I got them anchored down with bolts and brackets. Now that the cabinets are done, we're gonna move on to the countertops. We decided to go with butcher block, so I am going to cut down this slab of butcher block. I'm gonna get it installed on top of the cabinets, and then the fun part, I'm going to cut into the newly installed butcher block so I can install the stove. It feels like the list of projects just keeps going and going, but we knocked a big one off of the list by getting the stove installed. And right after we got that stove installed, I moved about 5 feet to the left. I cut another hole in that countertop and I dropped the sink in, so we're ready to install some plumbing for a kitchen sink. So that means a majority of the big time-consuming projects in the kitchen are done and taken care of. So with that being said, I'm going to turn my attention to the other side of the room, and today I'm going to keep working on the dinette. It's already framed out, so today I'm going to start finishing the outside. The dinette took a lot of drilling and routing, but it is finally done and ready for paint. Now, once I finished the dinette, I wanted to start working on the couch right away, but I couldn't do that quite yet. I had to get the front seat reinstalled. The original seat was pretty worn out, so I went to a salvage yard and I found a driver's seat from a Ford E350, and then I retrofit the floor supports to fit the new seat. And of course, I had to get the driver's seat in before I could start measuring for the couch, because the couch is directly behind the driver's seat. But now, with all of that done, I can get started on the couch. finished the couch a couple days ago, and so that means today is going to be one of the easy days because the only thing I want to do is get paint on the couch and the dinette. Should completely change the vibe of the front of the bus. We want a fridge in the bus, and so we need a solid place to put it. So today I'm going to put in a refrigerator enclosure. This is going to help keep the bus in place while we're going down the road so it doesn't move or shift. My plywood is already cut and in place, so now all I need to do is cut a hole to the outside of the bus for ventilation and anchor the enclosure into place. The walkway from the living room to the bedroom cuts right through the bathroom, and so we need some doors to create privacy. A few months ago I framed in rails so I could add pocket doors, and so today I'm going to pick up where I left off and start building the pocket doors. We have been knocking out a ton of projects inside the bus, and it's exciting to see all of it come together, but I do have a couple things I've been procrastinating on, just a couple projects that I really have not wanted to do, one of which was building a platform underneath the bus. This platform is supposed to house the propane tanks and the split unit. I just wasn't looking forward to crawling underneath the bus and doing more work, but I did get that project done a couple days ago, and I even got the entire split unit installed. So now we have air conditioning inside the bus. The other part that I've been neglecting is just working on the front cab in general. I've got a lot of little projects that I need to get taken care of, and then I still need to get the transition covered, and I want to add some wood trim around the entryway. So I still got a lot to get done, but that's what I'm gonna be working on for the next few days. We are in the final stages of the bus conversion. It has been 2 long years since this project began, but now I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's very exciting. All of the other rooms are done. We just need to finish up the living room, so I've got a few details to knock out, and then we'll be ready to hit the road. We are done with the living room, the kitchen, and the cab, which means we are done with the bus. This is a project that took 2 years to complete, and now we have a fully renovated school bus conversion that we can take anywhere. The next episode is going to be the full bus tour, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss that. Make sure to leave a like and a comment below, share this video, and as always, thank you for watching.